It's called Fur Coat or Fur Coat.
Fur coat. How do you spell it?
Furkot.
Okay.
And I thought I would be able to share these, but they all have the same darn link. It's basically you have to be me to access my
Oh, yeah.
thing. So
Gotcha.
anyway, it shows where we start, and then it shows it stops. Like this is the border at Canada,
Mm-hmm.
and then this yellow camp sign is where we'll spend the first night, which is at my buddy Ron's house in Watertown area. In New York, and that'll give us evening to spend with him.
Mm-hmm.
Then we will blast down south to the Washington, D.C. area,
Oh, yeah.
and I've mapped out on a different map where all the rest areas are. So there's a rest area just north of Baltimore that we'll crash at. Now, this is the original plan. Now, sometimes we'll find floxies who say, yeah, come, we live in York. Come
so we'll
visit
stop
us
there.
and film us and stay with, at our place. And then we'll roll into Baltimore. I'm hoping to meet with Terry Aston there,
Right.
get past the issues and just hug her and film
nice.
her for the movie, and then go into Washington D.C. here and meet with some politicians or drop off some literature or hand out cards or just be seen with the bullhorn barking at people about how dangerous the drugs are, doing whatever we can in Washington, and then moving on. We go down here to a rest area by Craigville in Lynchburg, and we'll crash there, and then we'll go down to my brother's house in Carolina, North Carolina. He's in Kernersville between, how do we end up there? Kernersville, between Winston-Salem and Greensboro. So we'll want to be meeting up with Floxies in this area. We'll be in that area for several days. Then we will go down to... we're going to try and pass through Charlotte, which is the capital there, and maybe meet with some people in the daytime. A little later in the day, we'll be passing through... I don't know, but it sucks because... Columbia, whatever. Anyway, I can click on plan here, and it gives me the... So it's Columbia, South Carolina, I guess. Maybe that's the capital of South Carolina. And then we'll be in... Where'd my map go? What happened?
Ew. We have it
Anyway,
all there.
well, my computer is just... This is okay. It's coming
loading.
back in. So we'll go down through Georgia, and then we'll head to Fernandina Beach in the very northwest corner of Florida by Jacksonville. I know it was one of the first regional groups with a bunch of people in it and a bunch more people in the area. So hopefully we'll camp at a rest area there, or
I'm in the Florida group too.
Yeah, so and
you
then
know who I wanted to visit in Florida? It was Lee Friedman.
Okay, we'll
and
try and find where she's at,
I
or
have
he,
her
and,
information. I have her address.
she, and so then from there we go down to New Smyrna Beach, where Anna and Marco are at, and we'll visit them and spend the night there, and then from
Anna and Marco.
the beach we'll go over to Dade City in sort of central Florida here, where my buddy John King lives. We'll spend a few days with him, and mostly to hang with him, but then we'll also try and network with any Floxies in the Tampa area, is what he's closest to. Then we'll head up to Tallahassee, and we'll wait there. And Tallahassee is the capital of Florida. We'll try and meet with Floxies up there, and then I've got a rest area mapped out right after the... Okay, so I'll look that up and fit it in there, and so that was the first leg. We'll regroup, hang up here, and we'll film leg 2 in a moment.
Okay, perfect.
All right, so here we are looking at leg 2 of Flox Tour 2020. We'll be starting that in Tallahassee at the rest area west of Tallahassee. and we will roll out to New Orleans, Louisiana. And I think we're just going to pay what it costs to stay at an RV park right in the heart of the French Quarter. Hopefully we can network with some floxies there, but to be honest, some of this trip is just to have a good time. And while we'll be informing everyone we can and leaving cards all over the place and whatever, I'm going to have a good dinner in New Orleans, check out what's there, learn my way around. And so from New Orleans, we blow all the way across the rest of Louisiana and into Texas, and there we are at Houston. I have my cousin Margaret lives in Texas, and we have some friends in Texas, and Cora from Fluoroquinolone Toxicity Group lives in Texas, and there's Dr. Group, who is one of the top alternative health doctors, really knowledgeable. He's there, and we are forging connections with him. I hope to do an article with him sometime soon. He's agreed to do it, but we haven't. His house, there was the flooding in Houston and stuff, and so it was crazy there. And my life's been crazy with the computer problems, but I finally got this other computer at home. This is my road computer, so that's why it's been a little sluggish. So we're going to spend the night in Houston and do some networking and whatever there with other floxies there. Then we're going to drive down to where my dad's at, sort of by Brownsville, Texas, in the very southern tip of Texas, in a little town called Mercedes, I believe he's in. And we're going to spend several days there, including hoping to speak to, he works at a massive RV park where we'll be staying, and we'll be hopefully just be able to pull up as his guests and not have to pay and just park sort of by his space. And then hopefully we'll be able to do presentations to large groups of seniors. That's one of the things we're going to experiment with, taking the motorhome on the road and doing presentations in massive trailer parks. May become even a model for what we send a foundation. We'll form a nonprofit foundation and get some motorhomes and send people out in motorhomes all over the continent telling people about fluoroquinolones. So that's one of our goals there. Then we'll go back north. We'll pass up through San Antonio and visit the Texas state capitol there, and spend some time networking with people there. And then we have somebody there's a gal I networked with who is in, did I put it on here yet? Apparently not. Oh yeah, it looks like I've got anyway, there's somebody that already agreed to be filmed for the video and for the movie that we're going to be making, and we probably crash in her neighborhood there, and then we will head from there up to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I've got us coming in on the Fort Worth side because it's more the direction we're traveling. But if it works out that somebody, if we need to be over on the east side of Texas, Dallas, Texas, there we'll meet, and we'll try and hit some hospitals or meet some doctors or do something, maybe a speech at a university or whatever. And then we leave Texas and we hit a rest stop sort of by Abilene, in Abilene, Texas. And then we drive through El Paso, Texas, and up through Las Cruces, New Mexico, and we'll crash somewhere between Las Cruces and Tucson. And then we will blow across the rest of New Mexico, all the way across Arizona. And now what happened there? Why do we have this thing? What is this all about?
If you click maybe here, it should close. No, it doesn't.
I don't know. It's not okay. Yeah. No.
Oh, there X. There's that X. Oops. Yep. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right, I tripped the same thing. All right, so anyway, we will blow across the rest of New Mexico, all of Arizona, and all the way across California to San Diego, where we will end this leg of the journey. We'll be spending several days in San Diego, where my mom is, and where Jane Crosby is, and where some other Floxies are. And we'll have some sort of awareness event there, and also probably a mini book launch for Cindy's book, which should be coming out hopefully before we leave, or if not before we leave, we might get it drop shipped to us. Perhaps we'll pick it up over here in Las Cruces, New Mexico, or whatever. General delivery. Girard's pick it up at the mail post office, and as we drive through town. So hopefully she does her book launch there, and of course the book mentions fluoroquinolones repeatedly, and so we'll be pushing that.
Nice. Okay.